If y'all look at the James Baldwin piece that hangs in our Black Star Network studios there. I love that piece. And so one day I was on Etsy and I actually saw that and I hit Domonique Brown and I said, man, I got to get that. And so she sent that to us. I bought it from her, paid for it. And so she's the award-winning artist behind DomoINK, of course. Vibrant art pieces, unapologetically bold and reflect a creative brand known for modern portraits, cultural textures, and all of that. Domonique joins us right now. Glad to have you here. First and foremost, just folks who don't know, when did you really start your art?
Man, I've been drawing since I was a little girl. Like my first image I have of myself, like I guess thought, was when I was in preschool. I did an illustration of a lady on a paper plate. To me, I thought it was bomb. Probably now in hindsight, it probably wasn't. But my teacher telling me like, this is a really nice portrait, I think like basically put me on the path to just always keep drawing.
Now, art for many people is very personal, and there are different styles. What really attracted my attention was the vibrancy of your pieces. Some people are a lot darker as well. And so explain why that is a part of your signature in terms of these really vibrant works of art.
I think for me, I grew up in a very vibrant house. Like my parents had art all over the home. We had figurines. Every Christmas, they're always buying me art supplies. Like I've always been around color. Like my house is colorful, as you can see. I think for me, I think it's really important to bring that into people's spaces. I think obviously like people, I guess like you probably even look at, like let's say if you have a kid that grew up in a beige room compared to a kid that was born in a colorful room, the kid that was in that colorful room is creative, has thoughts behind. It's just like more artistic. So I think that's why I push that in my artwork of just kind of basically inspiring people to be creative.
Let's go to some questions from my panel. Let's see, who do I think really is it? Well, you know what? I'll start with you, Randy. You know, you got some art pieces there, and you always talking about how cultured you are. I think you just bougie, but go on right ahead.
I am very inspired and respect all that you're doing. I'm very familiar with your art. Let me ask you a question. When you said, I want to be an artist, and this is the living I want to make, how did your parents react? Because I feel that sometimes because, you know, Black Americans, we've had to live in a kind of a place of fear, and we talk about get that good job with benefits. We sometimes are confined and don't feel like we're able to go out and really use our creativity. So was it easily accepted?
I like that point that you made. I think I was blessed when my parents were always pushing me. I said like one of the big things that my parents did was my mom, she was taking off from work on Saturday to drive me to USC when I was in high school so I can start taking art classes. Once I got to college, you mentioned with art, you start to think like maybe there isn't space for me as an artist. So I ended up going to get my master's, went all the way through school to get my master's in marketing. And then once in 2020, then that's when I really got serious about like, okay, I actually should be an artist.
That's fantastic, because just your existence is providing inspiration to so many people.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Mustafa.
Yeah, well, congratulations, sister. I'm a huge fan of Jacob Lawrence and the work that they were able to bring forward. And their work is all over the place. If there was one or two locations where you would want your work to be, where would that actually be?
I honestly love seeing my artwork in retail. I think especially now with all the rollbacks, I think this is a very integral time to where I want my artwork to stay there. Right now I have a collection at Walmart where I'm selling hair accessories, and to be able to see that kids, college students, elderly can go inside and buy a bonnet, hair, I can't even think rubber bands, scrunchies that are reflective of Black culture is very important. I think it's helpful for people to feel seen in their space. So now we're seeing retail pull back on a lot of Black-owned businesses And we don't have that no more. We kind of have to go online. So I kind of want to be able to still be able to be in retail over the coming years so people can continue to feel seen. Another place as well, I think it's really good for me, has been in campaigns. I think people really need to see themselves there as well. I recently did a collaboration with the Rams for Juneteenth, to where people were able, so in that campaign, I created apparel. Also, we went to Flores Joyner Elementary School, where we painted murals for the kids so they can see themselves reflected, because the murals had children of all different races. So I think I just really want to kind of stay in those spaces in retail and campaigns.
Yeah, this is really amazing. I'm sitting here looking at the website. You got art, you got decor, you've got clothes, you've got lifestyle. What is the next frontier? Because you already do so much. And it kind of connects to the previous question. Are there any kinds of products that you don't make already that you would like to make?
Yeah, so right now I'm leaning a lot into like plushies. I'm leaning into collectibles. I think that's something I really want to get into. Like Christmas season is coming up. So like currently right now we're creating nutcrackers, which is different. Because I feel like it's still part of the whole like, hey, like let's bring ourselves to these spaces. So I think thank you. Yeah, because as you know, if you go to the store, you're not gonna find no black nutcracker. If you do, it's just a white figurine that was just painted black. So I think for me, I just always want to continue to create products that are reflective of our culture, no matter what it is. So I think that's why I'm kind of leaning into more of the toy design, because I want to kind of start getting to the younger generations so that they don't have that same kind of feeling that I had growing up, where I wasn't seeing black art, to where I didn't feel like I could be a black artist. So I want to kind of start in that younger space. So that's why I'm leaning into the plushies, as I have right here, which is the Honey Supreme, which is basically...
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. Yes, because it's basically a metaphor to sunflowers, how sunflowers look to the sun. Sunflowers are basically a symbol of resilience, positivity, always looking up no matter what the circumstances are.
All right, then. Well, folks, again, Domonique has some amazing pieces. If y'all go to shopblackstarnetwork.com, y'all can certainly get those. If you want to get your copy of that James Baldwin piece we have hanging up in our studio, you can absolutely do so. If you go to the website, you'll see the pieces, Coretta Scott King and Dr. King, Rosa Parks, John Lewis, some others as well. And so it's DomoINK, and so support her artwork. Domonique, I appreciate you being on today's show. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.